Hello everyone, I am Cool Guy with Planet Destiny, and today I have a first look showcase of some of the new Iron Banner weapons that were obtained from bounties and rewards. This Iron Banner has been a little bit more generous with its loot compared to previous events. All of the Iron Banner gear and weapons have distinct aesthetics, and in-game the weapons sound amazing. Now each one has their own personal touch for being distinct with their respected archetype. First up are a couple of secondaries, the Iron Banner sidearm and fusion rifle. The Binding Blaze sidearm looks awesome, and these Iron Banner weapons all look like they have a story to tell from their origins. I mean, rustic, time-tested, battle-proven. But this thing, when I first saw it, reminds me of the noisy cricket from Men in Black. The sidearm got some tuning with the last weapon update, saying things like they have unified damage for all the sidearms now, and at that time it was to accommodate two new faster-firing sidearm families released in the Rise of Iron, and all current sidearm rate of fire bars are slightly shorter. But that's so they could have the bar space to correctly show that rate of fire, even though it does not change the actual rate of fire, just the stat bar representation. And they also added a damage bonus in PvE of a 20 to 30%, depending on the combatant tier. This sidearm is of that new representation. The new Wrath of the Machine sidearm and the new Iron Banner sidearm both share a 98 rate of fire and 8 impact. They're the only two like that when comparing them to the others. Now it boasts a 25 range, 73 stability, and 90 reload. Some secondary stats are a 54 aim assist, 80 equip speed, and 92 recoil direction. For a full view of the rollable perks, please go ahead and check out Planet Destiny's database. Mine rolled in the first node, hand-loaded in injection mold, then lightweight, appended magazine, then reactive reload in cascade. If it's one thing that's consistent with sidearms is that they have great reload speeds and great equip speeds. Now, reactive reload gives a 33% damage bonus for 3 seconds, and with a sidearm, with all those good reload speed perks and equip speeds, that could save your life in a tense situation. It's also really good against shields, things like taking out a warlock, then having him self-revive. It really chews through him, as well as guardians that obtained an overshield, whether it be from a melee or a shotgun kill. But there are really good perks as well, things like crowd control, rangefinder, zen moment, to name a few, but it all depends on what the user finds value in with a sidearm. And for some of those No Land Beyond users out there, the sidearm is their best friend. This one definitely fills that role. And the sidearm class in general is good for those close quarters, tense situations. And at last, a common theme with all these Iron Banner weapons are their sound. Take a listen. Next up is the fusion rifle, the Branded Lord, and it puts its own little flavor on the sound of a fusion rifle. It is of the 34 charge rate, 74 impact class like the split shifter. Now it has a range of 42, a stability of 47, and a reload of 82. Some secondary stats are an aim assistance of 74, an equip speed of 81, and a recoil direction of 58. Now, being of a faster charge rate, it is a very aggressive fusion rifle, with the emphasis on getting off projectiles quickly. Now, an important note is the sights are linear compensator, field choke, and accurized ballistics. All of those add range and impact to this fusion. This one lands for 39 per projectile for a total of 273 damage. Now, 6 of the 7 have to hit your target to guarantee a kill. I also have accelerated coils on mine, which drops the damage to 33 projectile, and that's 231 if all 7 hit. But you can run into issues with that really quickly. All 7 need to land to guarantee the kill because 6 of the projectiles will land for 198. This weapon has 4 in the magazine, and something like brace frame will reduce that to 3, and that's pretty low. Mine rolled with perfect balance or brace frame, lightweight or accelerated coils, and then hot swap or life support. Ideally, I would want something like rangefinder, performance bonus, replenish, or rescue mag, but I'm okay with hot swap and life support. But so far, for its archetype, the Branded Lord does a good job, but specifically on smaller, more chaotic maps, Drifter, the Anomaly. I'm still partial to the slower charge rate fusions, Plan C, Stellar Vestige, Saladin's Vigil. I believe they're in a little bit of a better place. But if you are aggressive with your fusion rifle and use it kind of like a shotgun, this will do a really good job of that. Moving on to heavy weapons. First up is the Iron Banner rocket launcher, the Titanium Orchid. Now, I love this rocket launcher, and for PvP, my role is exactly what I need and what I want in a legendary rocket. The appeal falls in the velocity category. Now, the top 3 velocity launchers are the Gallarhorn, Tormod's Bellow, and this one, the Titanium Orchid. With its launch perks, you have aggressive launch, smart drift control, and hard launch. Now, hard launch adds velocity. The second tree is a 50-50 shot of Javelin or Heavy Payload. Javelin increases velocity. Now with Javelin and Hard Launch, you reach 90 on the stat bar for velocity, which is the same as the Gallarhorn. This thing moves, guys.
Double down.
The first node in the last column is a 50-50 shot of Grenades and Horseshoes or Tracking. And those two will probably be used most of the time. Mine also has Clown Cartridge as an option. Even if you get a roll that's not based on velocity and the roll doesn't really work towards PvP, say those 50-50 scenarios went to the other perk, you can have yourself a very fine PvE rocket. Focusing on blast radius, something like Aggressive Launch, Heavy Payload, and Tracking, or even the possible Cluster Bomb at the bottom node will make this a great PvE rocket. It has a lot of potential with its perk combinations, especially if you favor an exotic primary or secondary weapon. This can definitely fill in that heavy spot. And again, mine rolled just perfectly. I don't really need another one. This is exactly what I want and is a really good PvP rocket. The heavy machine gun, the Silver Dread, falls in a very, very lethal archetype of the 77 rate of fire and 37 impact class. That of the Zombie Apocalypse and the Baron's Ambition.
One final push and victory is yours.
It has the most range and the best reload of those three. It has a range of 30, a stability of 47, and a reload of 43. Secondary stats, aim assist of 51, equip speed of 46, and recoil direction of 77. I got a lower end roll with combinations of Hammer Forged, Extended Mag, Spray and Play, and Army of One. And ideally for me, Counterbalance makes things a whole lot easier with these machine guns. Like right here is my Baron's Ambition with Counterbalance, but perks like Hidden Hand, Rangefinder will be efficient as well. For me, I will be searching for one with Counterbalance in the future, and that will take away the Baron's Ambition as my top legendary machine gun. I can't wait to get one. Last, and certainly not least, here's the Iron Banner Scout Rifle, the Distant Star. I imagine the Scout's going to gain some traction down the road, and stay tuned to Planet Destiny for a full review of this weapon in the near future. This Scout archetype is of the 42 rate of fire and 38 impact class. It's kind of rare, we don't see too many of them. It's the same archetype as the Mida multi-tool. Some of its predecessors are the High Road Soldier, 1-to-1 Synesthete, and the Crypt Dweller. But in Year 3, there are currently only 3 weapons that can be used in higher level activities, like Iron Banner, Trials, in-game PvE content. Those are the Vanguard Vendor, Angel's Advocate, the Distant Star, and the Mida multi-tool, all of which are completely different from one another aside from sharing the 42 rate of fire and 38 impact. It has a range of 59, a stability of 40, and a reload of 76. The magazine sits at 14. Some secondary stats are an aim assistance of 70, equip speed of 80, and a recoil direction stat of 40. Again, for a full perk overview, check out Planet Destiny's database for all possible roll combinations on this Scout at this time. First thing about this Scout are the sights, the Iron Red Dot, the Iron Warrior sights, and the Iron Range scope. All are unique, especially the Iron Warrior sights. It's reminiscent of the No Land Beyond sight, except you get a little red dot in the middle. My roll is a really good one, and I'm very happy with it. We have small bore or hand-laid stock. Small bore reduces its starting mag of 14 to 12, and then hand-laid stock, and that gives a big stability boost but reduces your range. That range reduction is felt at some of the longer ranges with hand-laid stock, but I'm fine with it because I have that stability. Next node, I have single point sling or armor piercing rounds, and high caliber rounds can roll in place of single point sling, then live support or crowd control. I run mine with hand laid stock, single point sling, and then crowd control, which is an amazing setup. The perk combinations you can get are very interesting as well. I mean, imagine a high caliber version of this with crowd or firefly. I'm having a lot of fun with this weapon currently, and the first impression is that it's strong, guys, and I'm ending Rumble games before Heavy even comes out. It's very consistent. The handling of the Scout is top notch, but there are reports that the base stability kicks a little bit too much. Mine does have stability boosting perks like hand laid stock, like small bore, so I can't really show the base stability, but even at base, it should be a more than useful Scout in both PvE and PvP. I can't wait for the later rolls down the line. The loot has been amazing this Iron Banner, so let us know in the comments what you think of these weapons. These are the ones that I got lucky with. What kind of loot did you pull in this Iron Banner? Let us know. I am Cool Guy with Planet Destiny. It's your guide to the Destiny universe, and we will see you out there, Guardians.